The great hall of the Galactic Council was filled with light, noise, and pride. Hundreds of alien leaders sat on high chairs made of metal, crystal, and energy. They spoke in whispers and laughed quietly as a single human entered the chamber. He wore a plain black suit. No armor, no weapons, no guards. Just one human. The hall fell silent as the announcer spoke. "Representative of Earth, you may speak." But the human said nothing. He looked around the room slowly, his face calm. From the far corner, a tall alien with 4 eyes leaned toward another and said, "This is the species they sent? One man?" Another laughed. "They are primitive. They only learned space travel a few hundred cycles ago. This is a joke." Still, the human said nothing. He stood in the center of the chamber in front of the long table where the council leaders sat. Behind him were empty chairs. Earth had sent no army, no support, no allies. Just him. A council member cleared his throat. "Let the record show that Earth has been invited to this meeting, as an observer." Someone added, "A source of entertainment, maybe." Laughter spread across the chamber. The human still didn't speak. He simply reached into a small case and placed a data cube on the table. The cube glowed softly, but did nothing else. The main council leader, a glowing blue alien with spiked skin, spoke loudly. "Human, you were invited here as a courtesy. The galaxy has advanced far beyond your little planet. Your kind is lucky to even receive our signal." The human finally looked up. His eyes were steady, quiet, calm. "I understand," he said. Room fell silent again. The voice was soft but clear. It carried across the large hall like a stone dropped in water. "You invited Earth to laugh at us," the human said. "But I came here for a different reason." He touched the cube again, but nothing played yet. The council leader waved a hand. "We will allow your message, human. Then you may leave." But before the cube could activate, another alien stood. He was large, armored, and red-skinned. "Let us speak truth. Earth has done nothing worth respect. You fought among yourselves for thousands of years. You burned your own skies, you poisoned your own oceans." He looked directly at the human. "You build machines of death, but your ships are slow, your weapons weak. You should be studying, not speaking." The human stayed silent again. The red-skinned alien growled, "Say something. Defend your kind." The human looked at him calmly. "I don't need to defend Earth. History already speaks for us." That answer confused many. One alien clicked its sharp teeth. "History? What history? You've only been in space for a blink of time." The human only said, "You should check your old records." That made the chamber restless. Some aliens turned to their screens. Others opened hidden data files. One elder alien gasped quietly. His eyes widened as he stared at the glowing lines on his pad. "Wait. This can't be real," he whispered. The council leader noticed the change. "What is it?" But the elder didn't answer. Instead, he looked at the human with something new in his eyes. Fear. The human touched the cube again. "This is not a threat," he said. "It is a reminder." A red light blinked. The cube glowed brighter. "Not yet," the council leader snapped. "We did not give permission to broadcast." But the cube ignored him. One by one, council screens flickered. Ancient symbols appeared, symbols some hadn't seen in centuries. Then a voice from the past echoed in the chamber. "This is Earth Command. If you see this message, you have entered restricted space. Leave now, or face consequences." Then, silence. The cube dimmed. The human looked at the crowd. "You invited Earth to laugh at us," he said again, "but your fear is returning." No one laughed this time. The chamber was cold and quiet. The human gave a small bow. "I will speak when the council is ready to listen." Then he turned and walked away, leaving the glowing cube on the table. Behind him, the Galactic Council sat frozen, no longer mocking. They were remembering, and some were wondering, what did we forget about Earth? The chamber was quiet long after the human left. The glowing cube still sat on the council table. None dared touch it. In a quiet back room behind the chamber, an assistant sat alone, staring at a screen. He was not a council member, just a record keeper. He wasn't supposed to ask questions. But now, something didn't feel right. He leaned forward and typed in a secret access code. Access denied. He tried again. An older code he once found hidden in an archive. Access granted. The lights in the room dimmed. The screen changed. Faded files appeared, covered in warnings. Classified, Galactic War era. Do not open without level 9 clearance. His hands trembled. He had never seen anything like it. He opened the first file. A shaky video played. A dark world appeared, burning under a red sky. Alien fleets were retreating, running in panic. Then, something came through the clouds. It was a ship, huge, black, silent. It didn't fire. It didn't need to. Just its presence made entire armies flee. The assistant froze. The camera zoomed in. On the side of the ship, barely visible under layers of dust and burn marks, was a symbol. A small blue planet. A flag. Earth. He leaned back, heart pounding. That can't be right, he whispered. Humans weren't even part of the galaxy back then. He opened more files. Dozens of reports. Ships erased in seconds. Empires shattered in days. The enemy? Unclear. But one word kept showing up in footnotes, always erased halfway. He opened the last file. A council vote from thousands of years ago. Earth shall be hidden from records. Mention of the species is forbidden. The council will say they died. Agreed by vote 119-0. The assistant's mouth fell open. They lied. The entire Galactic Council hid the truth about Earth. He stood quickly and downloaded the files to a personal cube. He had to show someone. He had to. The door behind him slid open. A tall figure entered. Dark armor. Silent. Wait, I didn't mean... The assistant stammered. The figure raised one hand. A flash of light. The screen went black. The data cube was gone. The assistant was gone too. Back in the main chamber, council members argued. This was staged. It's fear propaganda. That cube was illegal tech. But others stayed quiet, especially the old ones. One of them whispered, I remember. My grandfather told stories. He said there was a race who fought the darkness when no one else could. We thought it was myth. Another said, we never asked why Earth disappeared. We just accepted it. At that moment, a security officer rushed in. Council members, you need to see this. A screen lit up behind them. A list appeared. 27 empires. All had sent warships toward Earth. Weeks ago. Now, all 27 fleets were missing. No messages. No wreckage. Nothing. Just silence. The council leader stepped back. His voice shook. Who gave the order to send ships? No one answered. The blue alien looked around. You mocked Earth. You laughed. You poked the old bear with a stick. Someone whispered, and now, it might be awake again. Just then, the cube on the table blinked once. Then again. A voice played. Not human. Not alien. Not known. We told you before. Do not return to our sky. Silence returned. Heavy. Unbreakable. For the first time in centuries, the Galactic Council felt something. New fear, and Earth hadn't even spoken yet. The Galactic Council chamber looked the same, but something had changed. The humans stood in the same spot as before. Quiet. Calm. But this time, the laughter sounded forced. One council member spoke loudly, trying to hide his nerves. Earth thinks silence is power. Maybe it is just fear. Another smirked. They show us old myths and think we'll bow? This is a council, not a theater. The room chuckled again, but eyes darted to the glowing cube still sitting on the table. The human didn't react. He simply stared forward, hands behind his back. Finally, the council leader slammed a hand on the table. Speak, human, or leave. The human nodded once, slow and steady. He stepped forward and placed a second cube on the table, this one darker than the last. The council leader raised a brow. Another video, more empty warnings? The human didn't answer. He tapped the cube. It blinked once, then nothing. The aliens leaned in, confused. Just a dark screen. Then came a single sound. A heartbeat. Thump. The lights in the room flickered. Thump. The walls vibrated. Some delegates covered their ears. Then a voice spoke, cold, clear, ancient. We were silent, because the stars screamed louder than us. Suddenly, the screen showed a map, an old one. Ancient galactic lines, empires long. Gone, systems erased from charts. One by one, red marks crossed them out. 20, then 50, then hundreds, extinct? One alien whispered. No, erased, another replied. The red marks formed a pattern, a spiral, tight, focused, leading to one point. Earth. Gasps filled the room. Those were old powers. A voice shouted. Gone before we walked. The voice from the cube returned. They tested Earth, they never returned. The cube blinked once more and shut down. Silence again. The council leader stood. This proves nothing. We are the rulers now. Earth is dust. One human does not frighten the stars. The human looked up. One small smile. Then, without a word, he placed a third cube. The council roared. Enough games! But the cube activated on its own. It didn't show maps or warnings. It showed a face. Not a human. A creature of fire and bone. Giant. Eyes like black holes. Gasps turned into screams. No. Not them. That species was erased. The face spoke. The humans taught us mercy. We didn't listen. We paid in blood. Now, we wait again. The image vanished. The human finally spoke. His voice was soft, but this time it felt heavier. There are things in the dark corners of this galaxy that even your empires fear. Earth did not run from them. Earth fought. Earth survived. He turned to leave. Do not mistake silence for weakness. We remember, even if you forgot. As he walked out, a council guard leaned toward the leader. There's something else. What now? The leader snapped. The guard swallowed hard. That ship above us, it's not one of ours. It came with the human. And it's not sending any signal. Then scan it. We tried. Nothing bounces back. It's like the ship is made of shadows. The council leader sat down slowly. No one laughed anymore. They had mocked Earth. Now they couldn't even look up without trembling. And the human never even raised his voice. The chamber lights were dim now. No one spoke. No one dared move. The human had left the room, but the fear stayed behind. The dark cube still rested on the table. It had shut down. Or so they thought. Suddenly, without a touch, it blinked again. One small blue light, then another. Then a voice echoed. Soft, female, human. Authorization code Omega Earth 1, playback initiated. The screen behind the council flared to life. Some tried to block it. Others ordered shutdown. But it was too late. The video began. It showed a dark starfield, peaceful, silent. Then, boom, a flash. A fleet of alien ships flew into view. Thousands. They moved in tight formation, proud and confident. They spoke in an alien tongue. This is the end of Earth. Burn their world. Erase their name. But before they reached the blue planet ahead, the screen blinked. Suddenly they weren't alone. Shadow-like ships appeared, no engine trails, no sound, just presence. They surrounded the alien fleet in seconds. Then, nothing. No sound. No explosion, just static. The video cut to black on screen. 4 red words blinked slowly. Fleet destroyed. 0 survivors. The room froze. One alien whispered, "That can't be real. That battle. There was no report." Another elder voice spoke, trembling. Because the ships never came back. We thought they were lost in space. The screen changed again. It showed more footage. Faint recordings from different empires, each with similar events. Ships vanish. No survivors. The same shadow ships every time. One alien slammed his fist down. This is fear tactics. But deep down, they all knew it wasn't. The final scene played, a recording from the surface of a dead planet. Burned forests. Melting oceans, wind howling like screams. Then a human voice. Calm, clear, cold. You sent fire to our skies. We returned silence to yours. Earth is not at war, but we remember how to end one. The screen went black. Total silence. Then something even worse happened. The dark cube opened and projected a hologram in the middle of the room. It wasn't a human, it was an alien, from one of the oldest empires thought extinct. His face was scarred, his eyes empty. He spoke like someone who had already died inside. This message is for the future. If you're watching this, it means Earth has spoken again. Run! He vanished. The projection ended. The cube cracked and disintegrated into dust. One by one, council members stood from their seats. Some walked out. Some called their fleets back from Earth space. Some just stared into nothing. The council leader stayed frozen. He finally whispered, "Why didn't we remember them?" An old alien beside him answered, "Because the galaxy was afraid to." At that moment, the guard returned. "There's more," he said. The leader turned slowly. "More?" The guard nodded. "We tried to scan the human ship again. This time, we tried to match its design. And it's not just old. How old?" The guard looked pale. "It matches ancient war records, the ones erased. That ship was built before your council even existed." The leader sat down slowly, eyes wide. "That means..." The guard finished for him. Earth never stopped, it just watched, quiet, waiting. Outside the council planet, the sky was calm, but above it floated a shape, massive, black, and silent. No signals, no lights. Just one warship, not moving, not threatening, just watching. Inside the Galactic Council, panic was growing. Leaders argued. Some shouted for war, others demanded retreat. And one whispered what they were all thinking. Earth never left the galaxy. It just vanished. Suddenly the human returned. Same calm face, same quiet walk. No guards, no fear. The crowd froze. "Why? Are you back?" the leader asked. "I never left," the human said. "You were still talking." One council member slammed the table. "Tell us the truth. What happened to your kind? Where have you been?" The human looked around the room, his voice soft, but sharp like a blade. "You thought we were gone. Because we stopped answering. You thought we were weak because we stopped fighting. You thought we were finished because we stopped showing our strength." He stepped forward, but Earth was never gone. We were watching, listening, learning. The leader growled, "Lies. You hid because you were afraid." The human nodded, slightly. "Yes, we were afraid." The room stirred, "But not of you." He continued, "Long ago, Earth faced something that doesn't speak in words. It devours suns, ends time. We called it the silence beyond stars, and we fought it. Alone." One alien leaned forward, face pale. "You survived that?" The human didn't answer. He just stared. Another voice whispered, "That thing is real?" The human continued, "We lost billions. Cities turned to ash, oceans boiled, but we held the line. And when it ended, we made a choice." "What choice?" someone asked. "We hid," the human said. "We erased our name from your records. We shut off all signals. We made you forget us, so that the silence wouldn't find us again through your curiosity. But now, you've poked the stars again." The council leader stood. You're threatening us? No, the human said. We are warning you. He raised a small device and placed it on the table. It projected a star chart, blinking. Red dots, the ones who sent ships to Earth, are gone, but the silence saw their noise. It's moving again. And now it's coming back. The room fell dead silent. An old alien, once proud and bold, now looked broken. So why come here? He asked. Why now? The human answered simply. Because the galaxy will fall, unless Earth stands again. Some scoffed. Why should we believe you? The human tapped the device again. Suddenly, live feed played across the screen. Planets, burning, moons, cracked, ships, vanishing. Into pure blackness, and deep in the footage, something moved. Something huge. Something impossible to understand. The same thing that once tried to end Earth. Gasps filled the room. How close is it? Someone whispered. The human spoke. Closer than you think. That's why the old ship waits above your planet. That's not a threat. It's our first shield. Then he turned, walking away again. But this time no one stopped him. No one mocked. They watched him walk in silence. And they finally understood. Earth never begged for a seat at the table. Earth was the reason the table still existed. High above the council planet, the stars blinked softly. But one star didn't blink. It hovered, still, watching. The ship had no name, no visible engines, no markings, just black metal that seemed to absorb light itself. Inside the Galactic Council chamber, alarms suddenly flared. Red lights. Panic. A guard rushed in, panting. Something's wrong. That ship above us, it's moving. The council leader stood quickly. Where's it going? The guard shook his head. It isn't going anywhere. It's turning to face us. The council chamber darkened. Outside, the ship slowly rotated until its front was aimed directly at the planet. Screens lit up across the room. Radar readings, scans, threat levels, all came back the same. Unidentified. No signal, no energy readings, no known material, no response. One tech officer whispered, "It's like scanning a shadow." The leader's voice cracked. "Is it going to attack?" "I don't know," the officer replied. "But if it does, we won't survive." Then the doors opened again. The human entered. Everyone turned to him at once. The leader shouted, "Call your ship off. You said you came in peace." The human stopped at the center of the room. His face was still calm. "I did," he said, "and it hasn't moved to attack. You think pointing that monster at us is peaceful?" A council member barked. The human raised a small handheld device and tapped it once. A 3D projection appeared, a simulation of what would happen if that ship fired. The image was simple. The council planet, gone. Just a black hole in space. Gasps echoed. "Why show us this?" someone screamed. "Because you're used to talking with fear," the human said. "I thought I'd speak your language." The projection vanished. "I don't want war," he added. "But Earth doesn't kneel, not to anyone." One alien stood slowly. He was old, far older than most, and had not spoken until now. His voice was dry, heavy with memory. "That ship, I've seen one before, a long time ago, during the Silent War. We were allies back then. Earth saved my people." He turned to the others, and I remember what they said. "If you see a Terran dreadship again, it means your enemies are already too close." The room froze. Terran dreadship? The words rang like thunder. Suddenly more alerts lit up. A fleet had just arrived. Not Earth's. Thousands of alien ships appeared at the edge of the system. Unknown markings. Moving fast, one scan, then two. The result: warp energy, unstable. Gravity disruption detected. The old alien paled. They followed the council's transmissions. And now, the silence is here. The human looked up. "Earth didn't come to threaten," he said. "We came to shield you. Because what's coming doesn't speak." He pointed at the sky. "It consumes." The sky was breaking. From space, it looked like the stars were bleeding. Thousands of ships entered the system, twisting unnatural shapes. They didn't move like normal fleets, they glided like shadows over water. The Council's defense grid lit up in panic. No known signature. Shields offline. Something's eating our signals. In the Council chamber, leaders screamed. Orders. Some called for their warships, others for evacuation. But deep down they all knew. Nothing would stop what was coming. Then a deep hum echoed across the chamber. It wasn't a sound. It was pressure. The windows of the chamber went dark. Outside, the Terran dreadship had fully awakened. Its black surface shimmered. Not with lights, but with ancient codes. Symbols no one could read, but everyone felt. The ship released no weapons. It simply spoke. This world is under Terran shield. You are not welcome here. The enemy ships paused. Some flickered. Others shattered like glass in zero gravity. The alien council gasped. That voice, it's the ship? No, the human said softly, standing in the center of the room. He raised a hand. It's not the ship speaking, he said. It's Earth. Suddenly, a second voice echoed through space. Not mechanical, not angry, but ancient. Calm. Cold. This is Earth Command. Terran Defense Network activated. Hostile energy patterns detected. Initiating sector lockdown. Above the planet, the Terran dreadship split open. Slowly, silently. Inside was a glowing core. A sun, but artificial. A heartbeat of a machine made not just to travel space, but to reshape it. Waves of energy spread from it. The enemy ships buckled, twisted, and then vanished. No fire, no blast, just disappearance. All of them. The galaxies. Worst nightmare. Gone in seconds. Silence fell. True silence. In the chamber, no one moved. Even breathing felt dangerous. The human finally turned toward the Council. You laughed at Earth. You erased us. You forgot us. He looked around the room slowly, voice calm but full of fire. But we didn't forget. We watched. We waited. Not because we were afraid of you, but because we were afraid for you. He stepped closer to the center platform. One last message on his screen. Earth status, active, listening, no longer silent. Then he spoke the words no one expected. We offer peace. A council member gasped. Peace? Yes, the human said. Because the galaxy is broken, and you need someone to fix it. The room stayed quiet. Then slowly, one alien stood. Then another. Then the old one. One by one, they bowed. Not in fear, but in respect. The voice of Earth had spoken, and the galaxy would never be the same.